Welcome everybody to our Tuesday afternoon mastermind session. It's called Accelerated Breakthrough. By the way, you can go to iconcoaching.com, go to the events tab, go to Accelerated Breakthrough Mastermind. You can scroll down to Don't Miss a Thing. There are hundreds of recorded mastermind sessions that I promise you, if you just watch one, you're going to gain at least one nugget of information that you can take away, implement, deploy, like right now in your business to increase your production, your profit, your net income, your net worth. And that's what this call is all about today. We're talking with Brandon Lape. He's our special guest today. Not only is he a one-on-one coaching client who coaches directly with me, he's also become a friend through this process. And I'll tell you what, this guy's got a heart of gold. He's a family man. He is driven to succeed. He's got a military background, and that's what he focuses on, is helping those in the military acquire or sell real estate. So we're just talking about that, Brandon. If you don't mind, rewind the tape like 30 seconds, because what you said was solid gold. I want to get it on the recording. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Okay. So quick recap. If you're watching this later on, my name is Brandon Lape. I did 12 years in the military. Up until about 3 weeks ago, I was an Air Force reservist, doing law enforcement and security at Patrick Space Force Base. The periods in between, the active duty and the reserves were the lowest point of my life. And so jumping into, kind of getting past that, mindset of I'm about to be homeless, a brand new realtor, how do you overcome this? So, one of the first things I was taught was, know your market and pick your market. I picked the military because it's what I know. So I focused, solely on the base. Tapped into the spouses pages and built up a system where if I get a phone call now from a family, any family, not just military, moving into the area, generally within 36 hours, they're under contract and through inspection. And so here's the premise, kind of the basic points that you want to write this down, right? So when I get a phone call, right, I'm quickly jumping into, now, you have about 60 seconds, 1 to 2 minutes to really establish a rapport with somebody on the phone, right? Because I don't know if this is still the statistic, but it was as of like 2 years ago that 80% of the people will work with the realtor who gets in front of them first, right? Which is why, you hear a lot like, don't worry about pre-approval letters, just get in front of them, right? Well, on the phone call, right, because I deal mostly with people who are not local, you have about 1 to 2 minutes to really establish a rapport. Find something that you connect with. A lot of cases, it's the military. That's simple for me, right? So as they're kind of describing what they want, I'm in the MLS and I'm punching this in, and we're going bedrooms, bathrooms, areas, all this stuff, drive time to work. We're covering all this, schools. And as we're talking about this in a 20-minute phone call, all of this is going into the MLS. I'm getting their email address, and I'm sending them roughly 30 to 40 listings that match their criteria, right? So their homework from there is to sit down with their spouse or whoever and go through that list quickly, usually give them about an hour, narrow it down to your top 4 homes, right? And so they'll call me back within an hour. Also within that hour, if they're not pre-approved, they've done that, right? So it's quick, fast, and in a hurry for them. And, within an hour or so, I have the top 4 homes and I have their pre-approval letter, right? Back from the lender. And that's in large part because I've set the ground rules with this lender that, hey, when I send you somebody, this is super fast. We have to do this now. And so once I have that 4, right, this is where I struggled before Icon Coaching, where I really, really struggled. I wouldn't narrow it down. We'd go out, we'd see all 40 homes. It would take forever to get these people under a contract. They've looked at 16 homes virtually in one day. They don't remember which one had the bathroom they liked, which one had the pink shower that they hate, because they all mix in, right? And so that's the purpose of having them narrow down, and what I tell them, so far this hasn't backfired. One day somebody's not going to think it's funny, but when we get on the phone, I'll say, listen, your job is to narrow this down to your top 4 homes. Now, when we talk about top 4, right, these are the top 4 homes that, based on the photos alone, you would buy if it doesn't smell like a litter box and there's not a meth head next door, right? That's what we're looking for, and they always laugh. It also kind of breaks the ice a little bit. And, so once they have those top four, they're sending them back to me. From here, this is a lot of stuff that Sean and I have implemented. My showing agent is going to go and either show them in person or via FaceTime, and they're going to pick one of those four homes almost 90% of the time. So I'm going to have them send them to me in order, right? Their top favorite going down. I'm going to show them number 4, right? That's their least favorite home, right? Then I'm going to show them number 3. And now we're getting a little better at number 2, right? They're getting worn down at this point, right? But they gave me these homes. When they get to number 1, right? They're so excited because, that's everything they picked. I mean, they literally picked this house, right? So it takes the pressure off of me, having to go, okay, let me learn what they like, spend some time going through this, filter all of these houses myself and say, I think they would like these top 4. Let's go show them. Right. And you get this a lot with online real estate, Zillow and Realtor. A lot of times they're feeding these over to you. But a lot of times the expectation has not been set and they're going to send you 15. Right.
Brandon, you hit on a nerve there, man. I'll tell you what, working the buy side of the business, guys. Now, when I started my career, I was 20 years old. I was a buyer's agent on a team. By the time I was 21, I'm closing over 100 buyer side transactions per year. And let me tell you why. Because what I learned is that working the buy side of your business, it's nothing more, it's nothing less than setting and then managing the appropriate expectations. And that's exactly what Brandon's talking about here. No doubt about that. I got a couple other questions real quick. Lender expectations. That's another nerve that I want these guys to really pay attention to is, see, when you get a great lending relationship and you've set those expectations with your lender and you manage those expectations, you can soar. Now, by the way, if you have an average or below average lender, you're going to struggle. No doubt about that. So Brandon, let's kind of rewind a little bit. Tell me about how did you set those expectations with your lender and how do you hold them accountable to the expectations?
Yeah. So one of the first expectations I said, and I interviewed multiple lenders, because my clients are like a family to me, and I wouldn't do anything that I recommend anybody. I wouldn't recommend my mother. Right. So I interviewed multiple lenders. I understood what their fees were, how they operated, how long it would take to get, pre-approval letters. Now I've got clients in literally every time zone outside of Antarctica running, deals right now. So it's super important, that this lender is not a 9-to-5 lender, or just a 9-to-5, 7 days a week. My lender and I are on the phone at midnight sometimes. But for me, the big key there is if I hit you up and I need a pre-approval letter like now, she knows, but she's at this point, she's got 3 people working for her that are almost solely dedicated to my deals, just because of the timeline, the way we run. So, it's like anything else. You'll find that lender, you want to make sure that you jive with them and that your personalities, are cohesive with each other, but you want to make sure that they're the best option for the client, and then set those expectations that, hey, you know what, I'm going to do my best not to call you at 10 o'clock at night, but this is real estate. And sometimes I need some stuff to happen really, really fast. So she's really good about that.
By the way, how many of you guys have been frustrated by a lender and their communication back to you after you give them a client? Anyone? Just me? Undoubtedly, which, by the way, Brandon, is why I started my own mortgage company in 1999 and ran that clear up through 2008. Yet that is on your horizon, which may be bad news for your current lender. Yet I think once we get to the position that you're headed, then it's incumbent upon us to look at the line extensions associated with running the real estate sales team and ring it out, man. Get as much profit out of every deal as you possibly can. One of the replays I'd encourage you guys to go back and watch at iconcoaching.com is John Murdoch. He's got his real estate sales team. He's got his mortgage company. He's got his PNC insurance company, and he's bundling these deals together, meaning when you do all 3 services, well, we can discount commissions, we can do this, we can skim here, and we're going to save you money in the process. But I'll tell you what, just making a boatload of money is a direct result of adding line extensions. And that's part of where we're headed, Brandon.
Yeah, that's awesome. The so it's kind of just give you guys a quick kind of rundown. I just started year number 3. I met Sean in a taxi cab in Mexico 2 years ago, and he wouldn't coach me, and I begged him for 2 years The $100 a month I pay Sean is the best. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, first year real estate, I was at a small independent brokerage, was primarily focused on investments. The brokerage was as a whole, not a lot of retail experience there. So it was a super struggle. And I tapped into EXP, and a friend of mine who really just poured into me, right? Mentors, not necessarily EXP mentors, but having somebody in the real estate world that you connect with, that is very knowledgeable, that motivates you. This guy would call me at 11 o'clock at night brushing his teeth, and he'd spit and say, go sell 3 houses, and I would. And so it was just something about it, that it just lit a fire in me, so you find those people, right? And so now Sean is that guy for me. Sean and I have hung out quite a bit. He knows what makes me tick. He knows how to motivate me. But he also knows how to bring me back down, and restart me. And I have severe ADHD, like a lot of realtors. And so I need that sometimes. But first year I was about 12 million. Since then, year 2 was 25 million. And this year we've been coaching. Year 2, let me tell you, at the 6-month mark. So Sean and I started coaching in July. I was at 9 million. I started with coaching with Icon. I finished the year at 27 million. And this year we're looking to double that, if not triple that.
We're going to make that happen, Brandon.
Yep.
Guaranteed. So there's some mindset shifts that need to occur, and you're working on this, no doubt about that. And yet I think it would be appropriate to share these shifts with everybody right now. See, Brandon got to a position in his career where he's reached this natural ceiling of achievement, meaning by himself, he can't work another buyer, he can't take another listing, because he can't create another week in the month. So once we hit this natural ceiling of achievement, the only thing that's going to bring you beyond that onto extraordinary success, well, it's leverage. Models, systems, technology, and people. And Brandon, we're working together to install the right models, the right systems, the right tech, and the right people. And you're doing a great job on implementation. And that's the highest compliment you can give to your coach, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
Implement what they tell you. Because if you listen to it, it goes in one ear and out the other. Why are we wasting our time? You know what I mean? So keep implementing, bud. It's speed of implementation.
Yeah, and it's insane, because I mean, you ask anybody that knows me on a personal level, and last year at this time I was running 16 to 18-hour days solid. I mean, solid. My kids were suffering. My girlfriend left. I mean, it was horrible. Like, just all these things happened. And since we've started this process of leverage, I mean, 3 weeks ago I was on a week-long cruise. We sold 6 houses from the ocean, with WhatsApp. I didn't even have a signal. So,
Brandon, what is that, by the way? What is that?
What is what? WhatsApp?
No. Selling 6 houses on a cruise ship.
That's winning, baby. That's
winning. That's winning, man. I love it when you're winning. By the way, Brandon, thank you for posting this to the chat. He's in Brevard County in Florida, Melbourne, Space Coast area. So if you have any referrals, please send them to Brandon and his team. They will be taken care of. You're going to get a referral fee guaranteed. All right. So thank you for that, Brandon. By the way, I think I would be remiss if I didn't just share with you maybe the step-by-step process to achieving extraordinary success. If you're newer to real estate and you're looking for a low-cost way to improve your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, your habits, guys, go to iconcoaching.com, click on the programs tab. Go to Accelerated Breakthrough. Again, it's 4 months of coaching and training for the low investment of just $497. You get a workbook every week. There's assignments between sessions that are strategically designed to literally double, triple, quadruple your production in real estate. Again, it's step by step, left foot here, right foot there, left foot here, right? Yet those of you who maybe want a more customized approach like Brandon, I see Paul Helm, you're there, wave your hand, Paul. Paul's my right-hand man on the sales side of our organization. He's a consultant for Icon Coaching. He'll take you through a free coaching session with no strings, no obligations, no expectations. Yet he's going to walk you through our methodology, and he's going to help you identify at least one significant challenge in your current strategy He's going to help you bridge the gap. Any gaps we find, he'll help you bridge that gap for free. And if maybe you want a little bit more, if maybe you want some help, he can give you the options. What might that look like to be like Mike, who just signed up for coaching? Congratulations, Mike. Smart move. Like Brandon, who signed up for coaching several months ago, yet we're making massive strides that Brandon may not have been able to identify, because here's the thing, you can't read the outside of the label when you're stuck inside the bottle. Sometimes we need that expert. I mean, I have coaches that guide my steps and help me make moves left and right. They cost a lot more than I do, yet it's okay because we shortcut the process, no doubt. So I'm going to get off that soapbox here for a moment. We're going to go back to Brandon, and I want to open it up to the audience. We got about 3.5 minutes left. If you have a question for Brandon, if you want to know how he jumped from 12 million to 27 million, and how he's going to go from 27 million to 70 million this year, guys, ask your question. He's an open book. I'm an open book. We're here to add value. So all you have to do is either unmute yourself or simply move your mouse down to the bottom of your screen. You see that little reactions tab? Click the thing that says raise hand, or you can even type it into the chat. We'll make sure that your question is answered.
So Sean, here's one from the, it says, Brandon, do you have Instagram? Yes, but no. Yes, I have it. No, I really don't touch it. I truthfully haven't figured it out yet. Hashtags, like, is there groups? Where do you find clients? I don't know. But I do know a girl that's doing, 30 million a year in Instagram. It's ridiculous. But I'm not going to take cute photos because I don't, I mean, I will for deals, but no, I've got Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, it's Brandon Lape on Facebook. You'll see me on there. I've got wearing a uniform, holding my kid.
Awesome. Well, Brandon, by the way, I want to make a comment about that, because oftentimes we feel like we have to master all social media channels: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. No, you don't have to do that. Find one like Brandon did, Facebook. Master that first. Then once you've mastered that, you can train somebody else to manage that, and you can tackle the next social media channel later. You guys with me on this? Just master one first. Right on. So I don't see any hands coming up, which kind of shocks me. Yet hit Brandon up on Facebook, and I'm sure he'll connect with you. Again, remember, guys, it's the Melbourne area of Florida, Cape Canaveral, NASA, all of those areas. Brandon serves all of that area. So hit him up, give him a referral.
And Sean, I just put my I put my phone number in the chat as well. So y'all are free to call me at any point if you got questions.
Very cool.
I have a bunch of questions, but I don't want to take everybody's time up, because I'm in Seattle, and we are surrounded by military bases, and I'm a vet myself, and that's kind of where I'm going, is the idea that I want to work primarily with vets and help them use the VA like I did, and just connect with people in that realm, because that's where I'm at. That's what makes sense. So hearing you say what you did about the spouse groups and whatnot, it's like, yeah, I think I like what he's doing. And I feel like you're in a Navy town, aren't you?
Air Force.
It's Air Force. Okay. I was going to say, maybe we could send people back and forth.
Well, we've got a small group of Navy folks here at No2.
Okay. I'm going to probably reach out to you with your phone number, and if you don't mind, and chat with you sometime about some ideas.
Yeah,
okay. Appreciate it.
Well, Brandon has done this out of the kindness of his own heart, as do all of our guests. By the way, if you guys have a suggestion of somebody who is maybe an icon of our industry, I don't care what brokerage they're with, if you think they'd be a good interview for this call, please send them my contact information. That's just Sean at iconcoaching.com. It's SHON at iconcoaching.com, and just posted that chat for everybody. So hit me up on email and I'll get back to you. So you guys, thank you. We're at the bottom of the hour. I want to respect your time. So the next time we talk, until then, I just want you to be on purpose, be productive, be powerful. And Brandon, thank you from the bottom of my heart, man.
You're welcome. It's great to be here.